Okay.
All right, we are live, guys. Unannounced as usual. Anytime we go on any other time, we're unannounced.
Mm.
Thought we'd just pop on for a few moments here on this Friday night. Say hey to everybody. We can keep Miss Wanda in the screen here. She's
Sorry about that.
eating her, I don't know what you call that. Maybe is that a cupcake or whatever it is. Okay.
It's has no eggs,
No eggs,
no butter,
no butter.
and it's gluten free.
Oh.
Made out of quinoa flour
Oh, so you're eating my stuff then.
and applesauce.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good.
Sounds good anyway. Okay, the music wells first. Yes. April says, I am here. Alderman Farm says, howdy, y'all.
Beth, Arnie,
Mr. Arnie. Hey, Mr. Arnie.
Angie's Pantry.
Yeah,
We
Beth.
get to meet Angie's Pantry. She's coming to the
Yep.
gathering.
Mud
So
Pie
is
Girl,
Alderman.
Rocks Corner. Tracy Skinner. She's a bottle of Grandma's Rose. Breathe. S. Featherly. Hi
Gosh.
from Rochester, New York. That's where you're from, Mr.
Danny
Featherly.
Lynn says, hey. Hey, Danny Lynn.
Sounds good. Okay, guys, we are.
I'm always eating. No, I'm not always
Yes,
eating.
she is, Beth. Yes, she is.
No, I'm not.
She's always got something in her mouth.
Are we going to talk about toilet paper? Bring your own toilet paper if you don't like whatever chance you get. I don't know what toilet paper is going to be there.
We use the Scott's toilet paper, the John Wayne paper. It's rough and tough and won't take crap off of nobody. We have to because of our septic system. We have a septic tank. We can't use the Charmin and.
Yeah, his septic system would not tolerate.
It won't tolerate.
It won't tolerate gloves real well.
It don't tolerate gloves or anything else. Whatever.
Oh yeah, Empty Hammock's little girl kind of flushed a glove down the toilet when she got here one night.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, if you guys want a specific toilet paper and you're gung-ho, you got to have it, you better bring your own toilet paper.
Better bring y'all, that's all I can tell you.
And I use family cloths for the wet stuff here, so
yeah, there's
I'm one of those weird people that likes the family cloths. I really like it because it doesn't stick to you. It dries you. You don't wet your hand. Your hand's not wet. So okay, we're over the toilet paper thing.
Yeah, Malcolm Small said I use the Scott's 1,000 sheet one. Yes, our septic system we have to. And some people complain when they come here. They go, man, he says your toilet paper, it is some seriously bad stuff. I told him, I said, I know it's John Wayne, it's bad.
Well, remember we had one ask.
We had one person ask to
we asked them, did they need anything, and they go, well, could you get me some more toilet paper? This doesn't work for me. So.
Oh. Anyway.
We had to explain why we use that kind.
Yeah. How'd we get on toilet paper?
Because that's what. Living on a dime. Somebody asked, "What is that? What we're gonna do?"
Oh.
Okay, so we're off.
No, okay, we're off. That was their show. That's not our show.
Exactly.
Tonight is the debut, guys. Ladies, gentlemen.
You keep kicking this.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have everybody mess. I keep kicking the stand here.
Yes.
This is our first night in our new studio room. Now it is not finished. As a matter of fact, you see my hair is all wet. I just got out of the shower because
and I hadn't been in yet.
Wanda hadn't had a chance to go in the shower yet. I just got the door up today and the window in. We have nothing on the walls. We have nothing on the floor, nothing on the ceiling. We just got 2 windows and a door.
Yep.
And we've got house wrap on the walls. So.
And insulation.
And insulation and stuff like that. We decided to put our sign back here. How do y'all like that?
This is going to the gathering.
This will go to the gathering here. Yep, this is what we'll have there. So. Okay. Nunda says John Wayne paper makes you have a tough butt. I guess so. I don't know. It ain't hurting me.
Maplewood says studio room. Hooray.
Brenda says that's what I use, but I'm just cheap.
I don't find Scott cheap. I think it's expensive.
Anytime you have to buy something that you're just gonna flush down the toilet.
Well,
that's expensive. If you had to pay 5 cents, it's expensive.
That's why I went with the family cloth. It cuts back on that.
Yeah, it cuts back on that.
Every time we did a video when we first started and somebody asked about prepping, The number one thing I said, we got to prep toilet paper. Now I don't even worry about it.
Yep. That's it. But anyway, yeah, we just, we felt like, well, we wanted to just break the room in right. I just finished wiring it today.
We wanted to see what kind of lighting issues.
We wanted to see how the lighting was. I mean, y'all will have to tell us what it looks like on your end. I mean, we don't know.
Andy's backyard said it's finished enough for him.
And of course, we don't have the lighting system we want in here. We just got a light bulb right now stuck in the ceiling. We've got to buy some track lighting and stuff like that eventually. We got to actually figure out, we need some ideas from y'all. What do we need on the walls in our studio room?
Music Well said bring the swing inside.
Hey.
That's a pretty cool idea.
That is a pretty cool idea. We could put a swing in here. It had to be a 4-foot one, but we could put it in here. We could put a 5-foot one in here. The room is 7 feet wide.
Yeah, but we would be moving so much that it would mess the camera up.
I do Porch Time and it don't mess up.
But I take it off autofocus. And this camera's got an autofocus. It goes in and out. I noticed that.
Okay, everybody says the lighting is good. Hippie Homesteader meet. Yes. Okay. I'm sorry, I got off. I'm bad about going off on tangent.
I've had people say they're coming barefoot with purple hair, people wearing tie-dyed, bandanas, ponytails.
Angie says it looks like we're in the same room here. So that's pretty good. Okay, hold on. I see something here. Okay, Tammy's Dirty Boots and Country Life. Hi, folks. Sign looks awesome. Danny, any thoughts for prepping and North Korea threat? Okay, guys. Boy, that's a deep subject there for me. You know that, don't you?
Walls need to be soundproofed. Charmin might work. Okay. Tell Tara to bring us plenty of Charmin. We could use it on the walls.
Pia says we look a little far away. Could we come closer together? No, we have to sleep together at night. We don't want to be any closer. We absolutely have to. Okay.
Well, if he would move his legs, I could bring us closer.
No. She's talking about us being closer.
No, I thought she meant the camera.
No. She's talking about me being closer to you or you being closer to me.
Oh, well, I can sit over here. I might fall out of the chair.
Yeah, but that's
You could move your chair over.
I could, but we have a 6-inch rule.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to pop through his mind.
God, we have a 6-inch rule, and we've been married for, 4 or 5 years now?
4.5.
4.5, and still have the 6-inch rule.
Yeah.
Okay. We're still in the dating. Okay. Anyway, getting back to the question. Come on, Danny, give it to us straight. Well.
Cheap LED lights flying.
Let me think for that just a minute.
That's what we're looking for, those LED.
Actually, I have an LED in here now.
Type things, so we're thinking they'll work. Thought you had a new camera, looking good. Okay, so it's making that much of a difference?
It's making that much of a difference, yeah.
Wow. North Korea will never attack. They know it would be their demise.
Kim Jong-un is, in his people's eyes, you have to go back and do the history on his family. His grandfather one time went up into the mountains and stayed up there for quite some time and came back and convinced the North Koreans that he was a god. And once he did that, ever since then, his bloodline, the North Koreans believe, are gods. And it doesn't matter what Kim Jong-un says or does, the people will follow him to their death. That's just the way they believe. If you go back and look into North Korea only has a few different style haircuts. If you're a female, you can only wear a couple of kind of haircuts. If you're a female, you cannot wear pants. You must wear a dress. Anything that resembles a Western culture is completely forbidden in North Korea. So you have to come to understand their mentality. Is it possible that Kim Jong-un would strike America? I don't think he would do it on his own. There is an alliance building with him right now behind the scenes. Russia, China, and North Korea are building an alliance right now. And, if that alliance gets any stronger, because you have to look at the bottom line is this. China and Russia both border North Korea at some point. And China and North Korea do not want us on their back doorsteps. So they will do whatever is necessary to keep us from invading North Korea. Russia will step in to help North Korea. China will step in to help North Korea just simply because they don't want us on their back doorsteps. They want the North Koreans between South Korea and them. North Korea is kind of like a buffer zone for them, if you want to, if you will. So,
okay. Are we about through with China and Russia?
I don't know. They asked me a question. Okay.
Somebody was saying something else. Hold on. Let me find.
The U.S. never attacked a country with nuclear weapons.
Okay.
Yes, the United States has attacked a country with nuclear weapons. We attacked Japan.
Yeah, somebody's asked about Japan. Miss B Lady said she hears the birdies. No, actually, you hear crickets.
You hear crickets and frogs because we have the windows open in here. We got up to 82 today down here.
I'm in shorts.
And Wanda's in shorts, and it is probably 75 in here right now.
Probably.
At least that. And we've got the windows open where we can feel the cool breeze coming in. And you hear the crickets and the frogs in the streams here behind the house is what you're hearing.
Grizz, we'll go look.
We'll go look, Grizz. I do know. He said he had a card.
You may have to email it to us if it's unlisted. I'm not sure. I'll look and see.
All
right.
Let's see. Anyway, is anything about prepping? That was the other part of that question. Guys,
just be prepared.
It ain't got anything to do with North Korea, because whether it's North Korea, China, Russia, Europe, whoever, Syria, it don't make no difference. Islam, whoever it was, if any one of them was to decide to attack our country, it's not going to make any difference who it is. The prepping's going to be the same regardless.
Even if, like today, we just got word that there was a
earthquake
in Mexico.
Well, you might well say southwestern.
Mexico.
South central Mexico and Oaxaca. Around Oaxaca, Mexico, there was a 7.5 earthquake.
Even if it's something like that, or
a hurricane,
snowstorms,
tornadoes,
just have your pantry
volcano, whatever,
for a few days, a few weeks, whatever you have to have, because if the stores are not stocked, they're not going to get stocked.
Actually, I have a porch time coming up about what happens if the trucks stop.
Oh, is that the new porch time?
When the trucks stop rolling,
don't give it away.
Be looking for that porch time, because that porch time is going to be coming up. Now, I don't know if it'll be this week or it'll be next week, but it's something I've been looking into pretty heavy. It's something that's been on my heart. And if the trucks stop rolling, think about that, where you live at. How would you fare if that happened? Because the bottom line is this: prepping consists of a lot of different things.
Let me answer Angie. Yes, Angie, that's fine. She was wanting to know about bringing water. She asked a while ago, and I meant to answer. You were talking.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
Yeah, bring all the water you want, because I don't know about the water there. To be honest
don't
with
either.
You.
I don't know what kind of water there'll be.
But basically prep for whatever's prevalent in your area. If you live where there's hurricanes, we prep for hurricanes, and we make sure our prepping for hurricanes will take us. Let's say after Katrina, I was 26 days with no electricity, so we try to make sure we have at least 2 months on hand of every item that we will need. After Hurricane Katrina, guys, nothing changed for me. The only thing that was different for me was the light switch didn't work. We still cooked and ate just like we always did. We still had food. I had plenty of gas. I never had to worry about getting. I never sat in a gas line anywhere. I never missed a day's work. I never knew anything happened other than there was trees blow down and the light switch didn't work. So that's how prepared we need to be.
Yes.
If an EMP had happened, it would have been no different than Katrina for me. The only difference is my truck wouldn't have cranked.
Yeah.
I mean.
And that's one reason. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Danny and I went to Walmart and stocked up. The week before that, I had ordered the almond flour, and our almond flour lasts about 6 months. So we have a little over 6 months supply because I still had some. We also ordered baking powder. Well, not baking powder. What did I order? The
Oh, you ordered
tartar sauce and
not tartar sauce.
tartar cream of tartar.
Cream of tartar.
And what was the other one? Bacon
powder.
Baking soda. I bought baking soda to have.
You bought baking soda and cream of tartar so we could make our own.
Yeah, so I could make it go further, and we ordered that. Then the next week we went to Walmart and bought a lot of the things that we were not out of, because we don't really run out of a lot of things, but we bought things to stock back on because we were getting low. We've had a lot of people in and out in the last few months, and a lot of our stuff had gotten low.
It went down, yeah.
And we just hadn't replaced. Plus, we had used a lot of the sugar for canning and things like that. So we had to bring things on back, excuse me, brings back up to a level I'm comfortable with. Because he's the prepper originally. I'm the prepper now. He doesn't think too much about it as much as he did when we got married, and we kind of reversed roles.
We reversed roles. I guess I'm more comfortable with surviving now than I was. About as far as being able to survive off my land, I'm more comfortable with it now. And Wanda has taken over the role where I used to be at, about making sure that we had things like coconut oil, salt, things like that. She's really good about that now, about keeping all that stuff going. And I want to say a thank you right now. So we've had some awesome gifts come in this past week that's food related. Thank y'all. Now, I'm not telling what it is.
We had 3. About
3, yeah. 3 different
several
packages.
Different ladies, so thank you guys.
Thank y'all. That was very, very thoughtful of y'all. You know who you are.
Yeah.
Sent us some packages, and
hey, Jen.
And we are deeply moved. We're deeply moved by it because they came at a very timely time for us. We were out of the products that y'all sent, and it really. As a matter of fact, we were just fixing to spend a ton of money on that.
Yeah, we were looking into that, and that saved us a little. And I'm telling y'all seem to know when to send things. I mean,
they do. I mean, y'all are amazing. That's all I can say. Thank you.
We don't ask for things. We're not begging for things. We're not asking for money. But seems like the gifts you send us, and the notes, the letters, the phone calls, the messages, just all of y'all have been so great to us. It's just amazing. That's one reason we're doing the gathering. We're trying to give back to y'all, not charging you to come here. We just want you to come, have a day of just enjoying yourselves, visiting with other people, and hopefully you'll learn a little bit, but by any means they're going to get seeds.
Oh yeah, there'll be seeds everywhere. Unless something bad happens.
I'm just telling you. You may not leave with a whole lot of anything, but you're going to get a pack of seeds, and maybe several packs of seeds before it's over with.
B-Lady says we will be living only 4 hours from Deep South Homestead. Yes. More people down south. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, we get to visit with B-Lady before long. She's going to move within the next year, I think.
Yeah, Brenda Duncan says, if you can survive off the wild, you'll be fine. And Brenda, that's exactly where I'm at now. I'm so comfortable with my surroundings now. I feel like I've reached that level to where I'll be okay.
I have to tell Miss Clarice hi, too. She is here from France. This is my lady that we sent the Alexander hat to.
Yep.
And I'm probably pretty sure it's like really early in the morning, isn't it?
It's pretty late at night or either early in the morning.
Yeah. Thank you, Nunda. They I just saw her. She's been in the whole time I needed to say something to her.
Delane's funny here. Delane said, did I miss something? Did the country get attacked? It might have, Delane. Are you still with us, brother? Yeah.
You might want to check the internet.
You might want to check.
Just the only thing that's happened is Deep South. That's it.
Combat Pyro says, hey, Danny, we're up here in northern Mississippi about 4.5 hours. Oh, wow. Well, I lived in central Mississippi for a while.
You need to check into coming to our gathering on March the 11th here in Wiggins, if you can. We would love to meet you.
We don't know how many people we got coming, guys. We could have 500. We could have 5,000. I don't know. We found our gathering on a site today.
I didn't even know it's a Facebook
prepper
site. They are featuring our gathering, announcing it on their Facebook prepper site. And
they said everybody's invited, so we could have 500. We could have 5,000. I don't know.
We were just laughing. I told him, I said, I can't believe we're on a Facebook prepper site now. So.
Yeah, we're actually on a that's it. That was a little bit freaky there now.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Somebody's picked us up.
Yep. Oh, anyway, getting back to the prepping thing. Guys, look. Water is number one. There's so many people is hooked on all these dry products.
Yeah.
I'm not downing anything. MREs.
It's good to have them.
It's good to have them. MREs, Thrive. I mean, all these dry good things that you can order from the government. Not government, from these survival sites and stuff like that.
They're really
good to have, but look, they're useless without water. So make sure you've got a ton of water or a way to purify water. Because I'm telling you, if water's not available, you can't eat it. Now, if you have access to some freeze-dried stuff can last up to 25 years, doesn't lose its nutritional values, then that's great.
And you can eat it
freeze-dried
without rehydrating.
Yeah.
That's good. But dehydrated, you do need water. It doesn't. Some dehydrated taste okay, but some of it didn't. Marsh Farms got their shirts great. Send me pictures.
Yes.
And hashtag bonfire. No, hashtag wear bonfire.
Now there was a question asked a while ago. For beginning homesteaders, what's the best thing to begin with? And I'm going to say probably some sort of a water filtration system if you're a beginning homesteader and you're really looking into getting started into homesteading. Mm-hmm. I would begin with a good water filtration system, maybe a Berkeley or something like that. Berkey. And then after that, I would go into my dry goods. Because if you can clean your water up, and dry goods are cheap, you can stock up on a lot of them. They go a long way. Beans, rice, things like that. They go a long way, but they're useless without a water system. So water, heat is number one in survival. You can only last 3 hours without heat. Water, you can only go 3 days without. Food, you can go 3 weeks without. So keep those things in order, and you'll do fine.
S. Federley said he would like to turn our stream into a micro or something.
A micro-hydro?
Whichever way.
Yeah.
One way or the other. And Grizz is telling people how to rehydrate water.
Oh.
Angie's Pantry says she has some freeze-dried, dehydrated, canned, and frozen as well. Still don't have enough. That's true. We have a variety.
We do.
We have a little bit of it all. We're working toward. I would like more freeze-dried because I do like the idea of the freeze-dried. But we've checked into that machine, and that's just way more than we.
$3,500 will buy a lot of food for us.
Yeah. We could live several years.
Of course, we don't buy our food. I don't know why I said that. I mean,
it would buy the extras for years.
Buy a lot of salt and stuff like that we do buy.
And so I would rather buy the little bit we need along than spend $3,500 to do that. So we're hoping to add freeze drying. We have people that we know that have a freeze dryer, so we're hoping to add a little bit more of that to our stash.
Well, I see my daughter jumped in, but as usual, they're out eating, and she says, I cannot hear you because we're at dinner, which I guess is perfectly fine. But yeah, guys, I mean, just keep that in mind that, you need a good water system. If you're looking for a homestead, water is going to be number one.
Yes.
Get water.
And
if that homestead does not have water, then you need to look elsewhere.
And it has some gardening that's in good area.
Yeah.
The one thing that even though we do have several areas that we do garden, Danny didn't have any flat land.
I have
this
no
is all
flat
rolling
land.
hills, and he's
Yeah.
had to flatten some
I've
of
had
it.
to make land flat. We had to bring track hoes in and stuff like that and dig our
Yeah.
land out and make it flat where we have our gardens.
After Katrina took down all the trees.
Yeah.
And then he's constantly adding more dirt because the topsoil had been washed off. And once the trees were gone and Katrina took those and they had to do all this, there was no topsoil. You had
Right.
to bring it back up.
I had to have a dozer go out in the
And,
swamp and start pushing the black dirt back up on the hills from where it had washed from.
Yeah. So dirt is very important. If you buy land in a rocky place, don't expect to grow very much. And if you don't grow very much, you got to get your food from somewhere. Angie says she has a starter box of Thrive dried beef as a gift to us. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
It is open. She checked to make sure that everything was in there. She ate half of it and then she brought it to us. I'm just joking.
She picked out what she wanted and then she
took all the good stuff.
Yeah, she probably took all the good stuff out. Yeah, she took all the ribeyes.
That's awesome. I've not tried Thrive. We know a lot of people.
We know a lot of people have it. We raise our own food, so basically we don't hardly ever check it.
Yeah. But I've seen people with it, so the freeze dried is something that we think is a pretty good idea because you can eat it as is. Or I guess you can, most of it anyway. It might not be as tasty, some of it.
It may not be as tasty, but it's still
some
okay.
things can be eaten. At least the fruits and stuff I know can be. Miss B Lady says she has a 1 acre pond in Florida on a river. Other is on Lake Ontario, so she's got water. Okay, where she's at, I guess she's on Lake Ontario.
Jen from the Nuthouse says the harvest right is on my wish list. I'm guessing you're talking about water.
No, the harvest right. Isn't that the name of the freeze dryer?
Oh, the freeze dry machine. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
I thought she was talking about. Yeah.
We know people.
We know people.
She gets a freeze dryer. I'm gonna be going. Okay, let me send you some Deep South stuff to freeze dry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Angie said, "Shh, don't tell everyone." Okay.
He already did.
I already did. Too late.
Okay, guys, gonna have to try to get some sleep.
Okay.
So bye, Clarice. Yeah, I knew it was way up in the night for her.
South Georgia Hydroponics. Do y'all ever cure any of your pork? Yes, I make my own bacon and everything here.
We don't cure the hams.
I don't cure the hams because I don't have a pump, and we can't hang them here because it's not cold enough, long enough to do it. So if I could come up with a pump system, the bottom line is this: if I didn't mind spending the money on a pump system, the big needle that you put up in it and actually pump around the bone, it's just for. I had 2 hams cured at the slaughterhouse here. What was that? Last year, we took those 2 hams. They were $8.
Yeah, it's about a year ago.
$8 a piece to have them cured. So I mean, that's just too easy. They brine them. They pump them and then submerge them.
For $8 was
for $8 a ham, and they were big hams.
And they tasted awesome. Tom Stewart wants to know: do we raise any animals like pigs, goats, sheep, and cattle? We have pigs,
goats,
rabbits, chickens, baby chicks,
turkeys,
3 baby goats.
We did have sheep, but we butchered them.
Yeah, we butchered our sheep. So
yeah, we raised some of those animals. Yeah.
We have plenty of squirrels.
We have plenty of wildlife. So deer, squirrels,
possums, raccoons.
Well, we don't have no possums and raccoons.
Yes, we did. Remember on the
camera had one possum, but that's one possum in several months. I mean, so
we won't be here long.
He won't be here long.
But we're not eating that one.
No.
No. We're not eating that one. We're just getting rid of him because he eats our stuff.
He eats our stuff, so he's got to go. Anything that's a predator on our homestead usually has to be dispatched of.
A lot of them are saying they don't freeze dry, but they dehydrate. Yes, I got a dehydrator this past year. It's a Excalibur, and I love it because I can dehydrate just about anything. And then we take our vacuum sealer and vacuum seal some of our dehydrated stuff, which prolongs the life.
They're asking, where did we order our chicks from? What was that place called?
I don't know.
The boxes. What happened was those ISA chicks are so expensive. They're like $3.50 a piece. Yeah. So what we did was we went together with our neighbor, And our neighbor actually found the place, and by us ordering a large order, we got them for like was it $275, something like that, $250,
something like that.
Something like that. We got them for $250 or $275, which allowed us to get several more baby chicks for the price. Then we got free shipping by ordering a large order, because I think we got almost 100 of them or something like that between all of us, and it made the order a lot cheaper.
Hey, Bandana Grandma, go back to our video where I put up with the chicks and look in the description. No, look in the comments. I pinned a comment telling, giving the link to that, so you can go straight to it. I pinned the link, so go to the video. That. All right. Oh,
now, let's see here. We got, let's see.
I'm trying to read comments. Hey, Bandana Grandma, did I say that?
Yep, you done said that one time.
I got Alzheimer's.
You're getting Alzheimer's, yeah.
I said it.
I don't have Alzheimer's. I got some timers.
Mine doesn't work none of the time, so that's bad.
Have you ever raised mealworms? No.
That's something I'm wanting to get into.
Wanda wants to do it for the chickens, but now my neighbor does the soldier flies. We don't do anything like that. We got so many insects around here, we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. We have the worms is something that I did want to get into for the chickens, because I wanted them to have extra meat, and we might at some point
we might start doing it. But I mean, guys, we
until after the gathering, we are pushed.
We're pushed.
We have we can't say company no more.
No.
We have
live-ins now.
The Lourie family.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but Brian and Heather are headed this way this week. So we're going to have Brian and Heather here, and they're going to be working on their property. So maybe I'll get a video or two about that.
They'll be staying here with us while they're working on their property. We're going to help them build a building over there right quick.
Yeah, we can't call them company anymore because they're actually neighbors.
South Georgia Hydroponics asked, did we answer the question about curing pork? Yes, we do. We cure our own bacon. I made the comment, we don't cure our hams because I don't have a pump and it stays too hot here to cure them. The slaughterhouse charges us $8 a ham to cure them, so it's not really worth it for us to go buy all the equipment right now.
Ants coming out everywhere with the warm weather, yes.
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 Yep. They sure are.
Bee lady says she's kind of afraid of worms. And you go in and mess with bees?
You mess with bees and you're afraid of a worm? A worm won't bite.
The bees bite. I'm afraid of the bees. Okay.
Okay, let's see here.
How do you raise mealworms?
I don't know.
I haven't checked into it. I just see people that do. How's the weather? It's hot. We were up to 80-something degrees today and yesterday.
Okay, how many cords of wood you guys, I'm guessing, burn in a year, and what would you do without gas and fuel? We burned about 5 cords so far this year, almost 6.
I don't know. I don't know how to tell what a cord is.
Well, it's 4 by 4 by 8. I think we burnt close to 6 this year. We haven't quite made it through 6, but of course the winter's not over with. And what would I do without gas or fuel? Well, we don't really. The only thing we use gas in is our automobiles, and if we didn't have gas in automobiles, it wouldn't change a thing for us because we still have the ability to live off of our land. We have all the hand tools we need here to garden with and stuff, so we don't really need it.
The only other thing is like the barbecue grill and stuff that has gas, and those are not used hardly ever, so we'd never miss it.
We wouldn't miss it.
So.
We have rocket stoves, we have outside cooking systems and all. I don't think it would affect us.
Hello, Bumblebee. She made it in. I'm saying she. I'm assuming Bumblebee's a she. Was it you?
I don't know.
We don't know. Anyway.
Okay, Tammy's Dirty Boots and Country Life says, what brand of wood stoves do you have? We have the Vogelzang Ponderosa that heats a 3,000 square foot house. Does a fantastic job. It's a catalytic type stove that
we love it.
Literally, it's got a blower system on it that does a fantastic job. Now, we have the Lehman's Echo fan on top of it that moves about 75 cubic air a minute that requires no electricity. So we have that just in case the blower doesn't work.
What do we do for the fire ants? Not a whole lot.
The only thing you can do here for fire ants, and I'll just be honest with you, is punch a hole in the middle of the bed and pour gas in it and stomp the hole closed and let them die.
That's the only. Well,
that is, other than boiling water, that is the only thing.
Boiling water really only kills the ones.
It only kills the ones that's right on top.
Yeah, it doesn't get down into the bed that much. Nothing else.
Now we could, we could actually go buy this harsh chemical that they have here, and it does do a pretty good job because the nursery up the road up here uses it, but we don't want to put any chemicals on our property. I mean, and I know gas is a chemical, but gas evaporates so quickly and it doesn't seem to affect the soil that bad.
All right, Uncle Mikey said that to grow mealworms, you just need oatmeal, carrots, and potatoes, and they're good to go. Well, I can do that.
Yeah.
That gives them what they need, I guess.
Okay.
Let's see, where are we at?
Talking about turning chickens loose on
chickens.
Chickens do not eat fire ants.
They do not eat fire ants. Nothing eats fire ants.
Yeah, projects everywhere. Yeah, he's right. He said then they move 20 feet away. That's exactly right. They have such a large underground network, you can't get rid of them.
Somebody's saying baking soda and vinegar. I promise you, we've tried it all. Nothing works. They said, you never kill all of them, no matter what you do.
Sharon said, did you get the link I sent to your email? Pretty sure we did. We talking about fire ants. We did get a link on fire ants from somebody.
Yeah, on fire. If it's on fire ants, yes.
We get so many emails until we have
I just don't look at all of them because lots of times fire ants here are that's a way of life.
Yeah.
Can we cook on our Ponderosa stove? Yes, we can, but we can't get it hot enough to cook for the most part because
it's got to be bad cold here
and
for us to get.
It's not bad cold.
For us to get that thing hot enough to do a lot. I mean, we did cook on it this year. We did.
Yeah, I did cook some, but not to the point we did a couple of years ago.
No, not like we did on the other one. No.
This one with that catalytic thing, the top doesn't get as hot as the other one.
Yeah.
Seem like. And it's hard to fry on it and things like that. I put soup on it or something I'm boiling.
For long periods of time.
Well, it really doesn't boil. It sits there and simmers.
Yeah.
If you want to simmer something all day, it's perfect. If you're going to cook like frying eggs and stuff, you'd be there all day. I saw Hope's Homestead come in. Hey, Hope.
Hey, yeah.
Fire ants are the devil and a plague in the South. Yes.
Yeah.
See, she knows.
Fire ants are out of the pit of hell.
She said, Miss B Lady says she watched fire ants marching, moving stuff. They look like robots.
They do.
My grandson was here a couple of years ago and dropped a Cheerio on the ground. And we were standing there talking before they left. And the next thing I knew, that Cheerio was moving on the ground. The ants were toting that Cheerio. It was so funny. And I wanted to get a video, but I didn't have my camera with me.
Angie's Pantry said, did you try the Irish Spring soap to get rid of deer? We've used Irish Spring soap now for the last, 3 years?
Yeah.
And it actually works.
For a while, anyway.
Well, if you put the pink ribbon up, the flagging tape ribbon, and then put the Irish soap with it, they'll usually stay out till it rains.
Do we make sourdough bread? No.
No, because we can't eat it.
Yeah, we don't do...
we don't do anything that has gluten in it.
But I tried the sourdough, trying to make a gluten-free, and was going to do a video on it. It was pretty much a flop, so making sourdough and gluten-free is kind of tough.
Now, Grizz has a thought there that I've never tried. He said he's heard that dry ice sinks in the ground and kills fire ants as well as the queen. It's quite possible if you was to knock a hole in the middle deep in the ground and drop a dry ice cube down in it. Now that might, the carbon dioxide it gives off and the heat that it gives off, it might do the job.
Okay, so...
Kristen says, so are mosquitoes straight from hell? Oh, they probably are.
Pretty close.
Yeah,
they're not bad here.
If mosquitoes was as big as bumblebees, they would kill everybody.
Yeah. Aloha Prepper says they do sourdough with rye. Well, rye is still is rye considered, that's a grain?
Rye is a grain. Yeah, I can't eat it.
Yeah, he doesn't eat any grain.
I can't eat anything that has barley, any kind of rye. I can't even eat rice.
And most of the corn he stays away from.
I can only eat the corn that I raise here. If I buy corn in limited amounts, if I buy corn from the store, it just destroys me.
Yeah, so we don't do any type of.
There's Idaho Hillbilly. Hello, my friend.
From the Homestead
Number 10 hippies.
Look.
Where's my hand at? There we are.
He's got to find it.
Got to find out where we're at on the screen.
Yeah. You know, we watched Idaho Hillbilly for a long time.
I have watched them for a long.
Was that before we even started doing YouTube, or right after?
It was right after we started doing YouTube. Yeah, I started watching them for a long time.
Yeah, right. It's been 2 years now.
It's been a good 2 years.
Because we started about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched when he did the $50 shed. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah. Okay, we just wanted to try it and see what the look was, how things.
Yeah, we want to know how the acoustics was in here before we actually finished the room. I want to know how the lighting was going to be, because I kind of picked where I wanted the light to be at.
And see if we needed to add or take away more.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be about the time of the night that we would be doing our live stream.
It'll be about this time of the night.
So, Idaho Hillbilly said he loved your hillbilly.
My hippie thing?
Your hippie video.
I know, I had to do that. You know, Wanda and I sit there and talked about that. Actually, one thing, to be honest with you,
it was my fault.
It was her fault, because I think she was trying to prove me wrong on something, to be honest.
Well, no, what it was.
No, we had somebody making some
slanderous
remarks.
We had several people call him a hillbilly.
Call me a hippie.
Hippie several times.
Which didn't bother me.
But it bothered me.
It bothered her. It didn't bother me. I don't care what you call me.
Because I was thinking, you know, the stoned out drug hippie.
Yeah.
But then when I started researching, I'm going, hey, look, it just fits. But then, y'all, I guess it bit me in the butt, because the tie-dyed shirt was mine. I've owned it for several years. Couple of days before he even did that, y'all, the jacket I wear is tie-dyed. When I go to town, most of the time, my jacket is tie-dyed.
It is,
And so the shirt, the t-shirt, of the little sweatshirt I had on in my video yesterday has a big round love sign on it.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. So I guess it come back to bite me in the butt, because I guess I've been a hippie all my life, just because I like, and my avatar on Crazy Days is all colorful like hippies, and I'm like, geez, I was trying to prove somebody wrong, and I needed to just shut up.
Malcolm said it hit home with him, because he said, because I grow weed.
We grow a lot of weeds.
We grow a lot of weeds here, yeah. Just not the 5-leaf one. It's not legal here.
Hey, Lou is here. Just Lou. She's in Mississippi, and she's coming to the gathering too.
Yeah, Rock's Corner said he just subbed Idaho Hillbilly because he lives near him.
She.
Rock's Corner. What did I say?
It's a she, I think.
You said he. Oh, did I say he? Well,
I think it's a
that's
she.
Just a guy thing. We call everybody he.
Hope said people call her a hillbilly all the time. They ain't wrong. Well, when you talk, honey, it's southern, more southern
you
than we are.
You got a more southern drawl than we do. I can assure you of that.
Yes, and I thought, you know, we're south. We are so southern. And then we get on YouTube, and between Hope and Farmer Meemaw.
Yep. Farmer Meemaw.
We're not southern. I mean, we don't have that accent.
Yeah, Wanda, they said you were a flower child.
I was. I was born in the wrong. I didn't think of myself as the hippie spaced out, but sometimes I probably fit that description too.
Yeah, it is a woman. She said this. She said she is a woman.
Yes, I thought so.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we sit here and Wanda told me, she says, you got to do this video. She says you got the ability to do it because she told me, she says, you don't care what anybody says about you. You don't care what anybody thinks, and I don't. I really don't. I don't. Very few things bother me.
We're gonna have to have a fan. It's hot in here.
I know it. But you know, so being stuff don't bother me that much. I mean, I did the video. I thought it was kind of funny. Some people took it really serious, but it didn't bother me. I mean, I don't care what they think.
Hey, Sheila. Glad you at least made the last few minutes. Yeah, because I guess we are kind of like a hippie movement. Most of the homesteaders are. We never thought about it, and when I started reading things, it hit home. There were a lot of things they might have done that were wrong, and there may be some things that the homesteaders do that are wrong.
Yeah.
But not everybody is going to get it right. But the way they were going about some things, they were worried about the land. They wanted it back to its natural.
Yeah, now they were bad in all of them.
Yes, they were bad
They
in
were
all
bad
of
in
them.
all of them. There's bad people in the Homestead movement. We may be one of them. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure people talk about us behind our back. Matter of fact, I know they do because people have done sent me video clips
that they do
talk about me behind my back. But
yes,
but I don't care.
My T-shirts are still available. I think for a 3 or 4 more days. I don't know. It goes out soon.
Sugarfoot says we do have a Mississippi accent.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we say things like acorns and things like that.
Y'all, we must not get up early in the mornings. Yeah, we get up. Danny gets up about what, 4:30?
Around 4 o'clock. Between 4 and 4:30, yeah.
Now I'm the one that sleeps late.
I'll get up,
till
fix
about
breakfast,
6.
and I get her up around 6 o'clock, feed her breakfast, and you know, give her milk and stuff.
I am a spoiled child. I don't eat milk. I don't drink milk.
I had to do that.
I don't even like milk.
I know I don't like milk either, but it is what it is.
But I'm spoiled because he does fix breakfast every morning.
I fix breakfast every morning for her.
5 years he's fixed it every morning.
Every morning for 5 years.
Yes. That's so
and
sweet.
who's counting? I don't care because I'm going to fix breakfast in the morning. I know I am, and there's no need to worry about it.
Jen says she has a tattoo. Her nose is pierced. She wears a cowboy boots almost daily, and she gets weird looks. That means she's a cowboy. She could be a hippie. She could be a what is it? She could be a homie.
Yeah, she could be a homie.
Because she's got the tattoos and stuff. You know, you could fit all of them. We could call you any name we wanted to because you'd fit them all. If she's wearing cowboy boots, she'd just fit in. B Lady says, I can get third color. I'm not sure what that means, but
Blue Ridge Pepper says he gets up with the chickens. Yes, I do. When the chickens are crowing, I'm usually up waiting on the chickens to crow.
Yeah, so there's Red Duchess Farm.
Yeah, they've been on here for a while.
Well, I missed the name.
Yeah, Marshall Farm says he gets up at 1 a.m. Delane gets up. Delane drives a truck, so he gets up at 1 o'clock in the morning.
When do you think you might get the building of the root cellar videos done? We just got them off the.
We just got them off the floppy this past week. We had a subscriber come up, Mr. Sam. He came up and got them off the floppy for us and put them on the computer. Because we had problems with getting the computer to accept the floppy, but he's a computer whiz, he got that done for us.
Yes. So now we've got to take them and just put them together, and Danny's going to have to do a talk. He's just going to have to do a voiceover.
I'll have to do a voiceover on and explain everything, because they're just pictures. Yeah, and
it's not the whole process.
It's not the whole process, because I didn't get pictures. I mean, when I was by myself, guys, I mean, it's just, you know.
You got pieces. I think Debbie took a few pictures here and there, so it's going to be sporadic pictures, but you'll get the gist of how he built the cellar.
Yeah, it'll give you an idea about what it looks like.
Hopes that if her husband cooked, they'd all be dead.
I actually have cooked for years. I mean, I used to cook all the time.
Hello, Black Swamp. Yeah, Danny's actually a very, very good cook. He could probably cook better than I do. He just has so much to do that I feel sorry for him and cook.
She forces me to eat everything.
Actually, when we first got together, he cooked every meal.
I cooked every meal for about, 6 weeks?
No, it's months.
No, 6 months. I'm sorry.
Probably
for about 6 months, I cooked every meal. Yeah.
Almost 6 months. He cooked every meal because when we were dating, I told him that I didn't cook. And he took it that I didn't know how to cook.
Yeah.
So he cooked every meal. And one day I asked him, I said, you want me to help you with that? And he said, well, if you want to. He said, I thought you didn't cook. And I said, I told you I don't cook. I didn't say I didn't know how. From that point on, he left me in the kitchen.
I just left her in the kitchen. I thought she didn't know how to cook. So I was like, well, I'll do it, you know.
I should have kept my mouth shut, y'all.
Yeah. Somebody asked a question going back through there. It said, how far south can you build a cellar? Because there was in Florida, somewhere in Florida. I'm 30 miles north of the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And we have a cellar. As long as you've got rolling hills, you can put a cellar.
You get above the water.
You get above the water table. Our cellar is 4 feet above the water table.
Yeah.
So we don't have any. Of course, we have French drains in ours and all kinds of stuff, so we don't have to really worry.
Zahid from Pakistan is back. Hello.
Yeah, I like Jen's comment there. She says, the Bible says Hebrews. Well, Timothy said a little wine's good for the stomach, so okay.
Yeah.
And we'll be like Paul Harvey here now. We'll give you the rest of the story on that. The only reason it says that is because the water was so bad in the Middle East that by mixing a little wine, like 20% wine in with the water, it killed any bacteria in the water, which made it fit to drink. So that's the reason they said a little wine is good for the stomach. It kills the bacteria.
Yeah.
What
was it that made you fast-paced, being self-sufficient, religious, or other? Danny's always been a prepper.
I've always been a prepper my whole life.
From the time he was a little kid.
From the time I was a little kid. When I was a little kid, I'll give you a little history on me. When I was about 4 years old, I messed around and drank some bleach. Accidentally that my mother had in a cup, and it scalded my stomach, and they rushed me to the hospital and had to pump my stomach, and I could not drink nothing but half and half cream for like 3 to 4 years in order to try to heal the lining in my stomach. And once I got where I could start eating a little bit, I could only have certain things, and my mom would tell me what I could have and what I couldn't have and the labels on it. And what I would do is, I was around 6 and 7 years old, when we'd go grocery shopping, I would walk through the aisles and I would tell my mom, I'd read labels on everything. I told her, I said, Mom, I can have this because it only has this in it, you know. And then once I grew up.
So he's read labels since he was 6 years old.
Since I was 6 and 7 years old, I've read labels on everything. And then from that point on, of course, with my background and the knowledge that I have in the food system, I realized back in the late early 70s, I realized what they were doing to our food system, and from that point on, I prepped. I've always had my own farm. I've never not had a farm. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but from the time I was 19 years old till now, I have owned. When I say the word owned, I mean owned. I have never paid for land. I paid cash to start with, and I have never paid for land except for the land we're on here right now. I did buy it because I owned a farm, and I bought this piece of property and paid it off, and then we moved from that farm to this place, and I've been here for 20. How long? I don't even know how long.
On this side, you've only been here.
Oh, I've been here since 2000 on this particular farm. So I've been on this one on 2000.
Almost 18 years.
About 18 years, and I was on the other one across the road for 15 years. So.
But he's always been a prepper.
I've always been a prepper. I taught survival.
Attention. Yeah.
So I've always been a survivalist. I've lived in the woods for quite some time. I've lived off of the land, quite often. So, I mean, that's just who I am.
Hello, Out of Goshen. Out of Goshen's supposed to be at our gathering, too.
They're supposed to be there,
so we've got lots of people popping in that should be at our gathering on March 11th. Danny and I, when we got together, actually, I was not really a prepper. I prepped back in the day. I was more of I guess you'd say a flower child, because I liked herbs. I grew herbs. I sold herbs. Not herbs that I grew, but I sold herbs for a company. I loved the natural healing part of this. I had 3 home births. I homeschooled my kids. I lived in a tiny house all back in the 80s and 90s.
Early 80s.
Late 80s.
Late 80s
and 90s.
And early 90s, okay.
Yes. I was into all that back then when it wasn't cool. And then years later, I got a divorce in, it's not been that awful long ago, 6 years ago.
About 6 years ago.
And But I was really not with my ex before that for about 4 or 5 years. I was by myself. And while I was in town, I did the town thing. I did not prep. I did not do anything. I ran, got what I wanted, and came back and ate it, and it was gone. I never kept anything in my refrigerator. The kids would come by. There was nothing in my refrigerator. When I met Danny, he's telling me, okay, he had everything here. This place was prepped to the hilt, and I was just amazed.
Yeah, we could have survived for years.
I looked at him, and I'm going, well, one thing I'm going to tell you, I don't believe in all this. I mean, I know the end of the world's coming at some point, but I don't believe in all the doom and gloom stuff. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to deal with doom and gloom. So we agreed not to be too doom and gloom. Yes, we keep up with world events. I believe in that. But I don't like trying to terrorize people or convince them that you got to do all this stuff right now. No, you just prep because you need to prep, because you don't know when, like, Danny could get sick tomorrow.
Yeah.
I might not be able to go to the grocery store very often, and I need stuff here. You know?
Yeah.
It's just common knowledge to have a little. A few years ago, my sister-in-law, back when my kids were young, I was at her house one day, and this shows you the mentality of people even back then. I would keep 3 or 4 of everything, even though I didn't prep. I kept enough because of my kids. And she was getting something out of the cabinet, and she goes, oh, look, I can't believe I did that. She took out a container of mayonnaise, a jar of mayonnaise, and she sat it on the cabinet. She said, do you need that? And I said, sure, why? She said, because I have 2. She said, I bought an extra one. And she said, I bought one when I was at the grocery store, and I didn't realize I already had one. She gave me the mayonnaise that day because she didn't want to keep 2 in the cabinet.
There's lots of people like that.
And I was like, okay. So that's why we prep, just because.
And actually, there's been times with my daughter, my youngest daughter, I've given both my daughters actually tons of food. I mean, just
stuff off and on from the place.
Stuff off and on from the place here. We're always giving our kids, you know. And
if they come by, we give them some jams and jellies or something we've got going on here, or homemade bread. I used to make bread and give all of them and things like that.
Red Dirt in a Dream says the loss of income is a life-changing event. It is. I mean, Wanda and I, you have to understand, we've been married almost 5 years. Wanda and I have never had an income.
No. Since we've been married.
Since we've been married. The only income we have now is from YouTube and a few things from Etsy.
Yeah, YouTube and Etsy, that's it.
That's our only income now. You know, as a matter of fact, we were talking to our neighbor, and y'all see him on there every now and then, Adonai Yare. He told me, he said, y'all are actually the only true homesteaders on YouTube that he's seen, because we live completely off of our place. We do not have an outside income of no kind. We don't work outside the home. We don't have a income coming in. We don't have a pension. We don't have a retirement, Social Security, disability, any of those things. We don't have any of that. If we don't succeed at homesteading, we don't eat or live.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom goal.
We started YouTube simply to kind of pay the internet bill, was why we started.
Yeah, well, I mean, we really did.
And we started Etsy because we had tried to sell his things that he makes.
Yeah.
And without Etsy, you know, before Etsy, I might say, there's not too many people around that just buy that kind of stuff. And so Etsy's getting us into a audience that we wouldn't have had.
That we wouldn't have had, yeah.
So
and YouTube helps us to be able to promote Etsy, which is actually a good thing. Now, we have done some outside work for people. My neighbor asked us to finish his house, which I built 5 or 6 years ago and never finished.
No,
I mean,
more than that.
Oh, it's been longer than that. Since Katrina.
Yeah.
I built it right after Katrina and just didn't finish it.
You and I went over 3 years ago and did some work for him. And so we've had odd jobs. It's not like we have not worked anything.
We just haven't had a paycheck.
Yeah, we don't get a paycheck.
We don't get a paycheck.
If somebody has an odd job, we do it. And we barter. Danny's just a barter. He barters for everything.
Okay, Sharon says, if you don't mind me asking, how do you pay your power bill off of Etsy and
Between
and
Etsy
YouTube?
and YouTube now.
Our power bill, and I'll be pretty transparent with you. We live in a 2,000 square foot, it's over a 2,000 square foot house. I have 2 big hot water heaters running the house. We're total electric on the house, except for heat. We don't have electric heat. We have electric air. And my power bill runs about $120 a month because we're extremely frugal.
Yeah, and we try to be frugal with everything. Before Etsy and before YouTube, we lived on approximately, what, $400 a month?
For several years, we lived on $400 a month.
And the only way we had that was by selling a few vegetables when they were in season, and people don't like to pay a lot for those. We did a little bit of odd jobs occasionally, and it just happened that if we needed money to pay a power bill, somebody needed something done.
Somebody needed some kind of little work done. We did a little small tile job for a guy up the road. I mean, I've done some wiring for a guy. We did a metal building. We put the metal on the outside of a shop for a man.
B-Lady says, shoot me, I'm subbing in Florida. I'm not sure what she's saying. I had to figure out, I had to talk to her later.
Yeah.
But no, we just try to live here, eat our stuff, and buy what we can't raise here. And that's what we've always done. And we think people can homestead in any environment, do it anywhere, but most people have an income. Most of you won't give up that income.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
They're scared to give up the income. We had no choice.
Oh, Idaho Hillbilly said his power bill is $35 a month. The $35 here is the basic going rate, whether you use it or not.
We got ours down. What's the cheapest we've gotten it down to? 50?
We got it down to 50 one time.
And I mean, we literally watched. This was before we were doing YouTube. This would have been the best.
This would have been the best YouTube video ever. Yeah.
We watched every time we've done anything. No power was on to the house except to the refrigerator, the freezers,
stove.
Yeah, the stove. Only the necessities was actually on. We didn't turn lights on. We didn't do anything. I would not wash clothes except once ever so often. We watched the meter
we hung them on the line
day.
And dried them. I mean, we
watched the meter.
We took meter readings every day.
Every morning, every night.
Every morning, every evening, yeah.
And we knew exactly the kilowatts we used. We were using anywhere from 8 to 10 kilowatts a day. Most days. When I wash clothes, it would jump up to around 20, maybe. But we were really trying to keep it down to 10 or less kilowatts. And I think our power bill was around $50 for this house.
$50. And Bumblebee says, are those peepers out here in the background? No, that's frogs and stuff in the little
crickets.
Creek right here behind my house. We have a live running stream that pours out of the ground. Aloha Prepper says most people also have a mortgage and or land payments too. Yeah.
And that's why they
can't quit. Let me say that me and Wanda wasn't married.
Yeah.
I buckled down for 7 years and I did not do anything. You go back and watch some of our videos, I explain that. For 7 years, I worked 7 days a week. And I literally poured every dime into my home and my land and paid cash for it. And I did that so that I wouldn't have to owe a house note.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying some of them have some pretty like 99.
Yeah, somebody's got some. But now when I say power bill, our water's included in that.
Yeah, because we have
a well. We don't have any natural gas of any kind here. Everything, we are 100% electric on that. Now that runs our shop. That runs our all of our outbuildings. That runs our pump.
Yeah.
Everything.
It does. And see, we have no utilities except for power.
We don't have a sewage bill. We don't have a water bill. We don't have all that stuff.
The trucks are paid for. We just have to keep insurance on them.
Yeah, we have to keep insurance on our trucks.
The only thing really we have a bill for is a tractor. You know, that's why we could afford to have a bill on a tractor.
Yeah.
Because we do make enough with YouTube and with Etsy. A lot of people say they don't make anything. We do make enough to keep that bill paid and survive with what we do.
Scratchmade said they just paid off their land.
Yes. All right.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. When people pay off their land, that's
time
celebrating.
To celebrate.
That's celebrating there now.
Yes. And see, that's what the Lourie family, they paid cash for their land they're buying here. They do not have a mortgage. They have the mortgage on the house they're living in, but as soon as it sells and it's up for sale, if anybody moving to Florida wants to live in town.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll be debt free when they move here, except for their truck, which is, we don't look at anything that's a tangible item that can be liquidated. Yeah. We don't really look at that as being debt, because if you can't pay for it, just give it back. I mean, I don't worry about credit scores. That's one thing I've never worried about.
What do you use as backup for power?
We don't.
Well,
we have a generator. We have a generator if we need it.
Yeah, we have a generator, but that means you have to have gas.
But then you got to have gas to run a generator and all that kind of stuff. But if, like when Katrina happened, we just put quilts over the freezers and slept on the porch. I mean, we only opened the freezer, took enough out to cook that day. We closed it back. I would take the generator and crank it up and run it long enough to freeze the freezer back up enough that it keep it from ruining, and that was it. We run our well with the generator, and we washed by hand and everything. We took baths outside.
If the power was to go off now, we would miss y'all. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, we would miss y'all.
We'd miss YouTube.
We would.
But Danny and I, or if YouTube quits monetizing, whatever. Somebody asked us before, what would we do if we had no income from YouTube? We'd go back to doing what we did before. If there's no money coming in, we buckle back down, spend no money, do nothing. Right now our deal is get our place organized while we are making money, get everything done that we need done.
Yeah.
And if there is no money, we have things in place. And I see Southern Arc and Papa Truck came in. They both are supposed to be at the gathering. Probably other people, but I am seeing a few here and there.
Yeah, Tawana Lynn says, still have to pay those darn taxes on land.
The taxes.
Yes, that's the one thing every year. Now, our taxes aren't very expensive here. I'll have to admit that.
They're not too bad.
They're not too bad. So ours is payable. You know, I'll say that.
Yeah, so it's not too bad. We could run a modem and router off a Harbor Freight solar. Well, I was saying if there were, power went out across the country, everybody would miss everybody.
If there was an EMP or something like that, I mean, we would miss y'all. I guess y'all have to excuse me. My back's hurting. If an EMP or something like that happened, or a solar flare burnout, one of the systems, or a grid attack took place or something like that. I mean, our biggest thing, we would miss y'all.
Scratch says he'd come see you even if it took 3 months. He'd have to cross that Mobile.
Yeah, you got to cross that Mobile Bridge. Not Mobile Bridge. It's,
what is it called?
I forgot what. No, he's north of that.
Oh, he wouldn't have to go through that?
No, he's got to cross a large body of water, though.
Well, you better get a boat.
Jen says, how is vehicle registration? Vehicle registration here, if you're over 25 years old, your tag is $25 one time, no more purchasing it. My truck is a 2006 model. My last tag was $30-something.
Yeah.
For a 2006 4x4 quad cab.
You go buy a brand new vehicle, they're going to eat your cake.
They eat your cake when you buy a new one.
They eat your cake on the first 4 or 5 years?
About the first 4 years they get you.
They get you heavy. Tags are outrageous. I'm going to tell you.
But once you get beyond that 4 years, I mean, a lot of people here won't buy a vehicle unless it's at least 4 to 5 years old.
The Dolly Parton Bridge. Is that really what it's called?
I don't know. I mean, it's...
The Dolly Parton Bridge. Papa Truck and Scratch is calling it Dolly Parton Bridge. Yeah. So I'm guessing that's it. I didn't know that was the name, but...
That's a new one on me. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we've been on here a while.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any more questions? What are we going to talk about tomorrow night?
I don't know. We talked about it all tonight.
Y'all better come up with some more questions.
Oh, yeah.
We weren't planning on really staying on that long, and we've run way past. So, all right, guys. We just wanted to see if this was working, and obviously it does.
It does
decent.
all right.
We're okay.
Yeah, we're okay with it.
I hate it when they eat my cake. I'm gonna tell you what, Scratch. If you guys don't quit popping those nice, delicious-looking candies and cakes and pies and stuff on Facebook, I'm gonna have to unsubscribe from y'all. Y'all are just making me hungry every time I go to Facebook.
Yeah. Thank God I don't do Facebook.
Well, he don't need all that. Platinum.
Two Family says we could do a discussion on toilet paper.
That was done tonight. Southern Art says, can't wait to see us in Mississippi. Hey, Pickers. I saw Pickers came in earlier.
Yeah.
All right, so tomorrow night we just...
Okay.
Yes, Catherine,
she did get her pastry coater.
And I'm going to be using it shortly. That one is a small pastry coater that'll fit in my bowls. So thank you, thank you. It just fits down inside when I need it or where I need it.
April says she ordered her MSM ointment today and she wanted to know something about it a while ago, about how long did it last, or I saw the comment when it came through, I just didn't get to it.
It'll last as long. It's according to how much you use, and I'm not sure how big a bottle you got, but yes, just try it according to directions, whatever it tells you.
How long will it take to work, she said.
Oh, exactly. Oh, how long? That's
that could
hard
depend
to say.
on you as an individual, how your body makeup is.
I would say within the first week you should notice some differences. You may notice it within a day or two with the itching, but try it and let me know in about a week how it's doing. All right, so.
Yep, guys, we're going to have to bounce off of here.
So I got to.
You getting a headache? I'm getting a backache. I've been doing all this lifting today, which I'm not supposed to be doing, but I did it anyway.
Yes, Jen, this is our studio room, and y'all, Jen from the Nuthouse. Somebody asked earlier where the sign came from. Jen from the Nuthouse sent this to us 2 or 3 months ago for the gathering. And we're going to have it at the gathering. We just stuck it up tonight because behind it, I don't know if y'all can see, but down here, it's just
house wrap behind it. And we decided we need something a little bit better of a backdrop.
We didn't want y'all just seeing house wrap back here.
Yeah, it has a phone number there to call for house wrap, and it's not worth it, believe me.
So we didn't want to advertise the house wrap.
Yeah.
That was the reason. And two, we wanted y'all to see what a pretty sign it was.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jen. And we will be doing, once we get the studio room decorated, that might be an idea, Jen, when you get here. You may have to help me do that.
Yeah, because we're at wit's end. We don't actually know what we're going to do in here. We have no clue because we don't know whether we want it to match the house, which if we did, it'd have to be real fancy because the house has got fancy stuff in it everywhere. Or whether we should do something laid back, wood. We just don't know.
We're not. I'm not a designer, so I'm like whatever, it doesn't matter. What I would think would be all wood and pretty neat, and he likes all wood, but it won't fit the house at all.
Yeah, I love to have it all wood, but it's just not. Our house is not wood. It's a Victorian house, and everything's just dainty and got all the molding.
It's not us, y'all.
It's really not who we are, but
that hence the cabin. If the cabin ever gets
built, we'll probably spend more time over there than we'll in our house.
Yes. So that's our goal. So you guys have a good night. We will probably see y'all tomorrow night. Maybe we'll just talk gardening.
Maybe we will.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Well, good night, guys.